Let's assume you walk into the MAHCET exam hall, you see 200 questions, 150 minutes, and no negative marking. Sounds easy. But here is the reality: 99% of students fail not because of knowledge, but because of wrong strategy. Hey everyone, myself Kamlesh, your today's host for Placement Pulse MHCET strategy series. And if you are stuck in borderline score and want a clear, practical strategy to boost your percentile, you are at the right place. Because today we are going to decode real exam strategy with the students who have cracked CET and now in the CEO factory of India, that is JBIMS Mumbai. And trust me, one strategy shared in this video can change your final percentile. So watch till the end. So first of all, Prabhu and Mahak, thank you so much for joining this series and welcome to Placement Pulse. Before proceeding ahead, Mahak, if you can just introduce yourself and your entire journey so far, your CET percentile preparation phase, and how you made it to JBIMS.
Thank you so much, Kamlesh. I really appreciate it. So, hello everyone. My name is MAHCET. I appeared for MBA CET last year in this very time, and I scored a percentile of 99.78. Thereafter, going through the entire process of GDPI and VAT, I am now pursuing my MHRD course at JBIMS. I'm really happy to be here, Kamlesh, and I hope whatever I share is genuinely helpful to the aspirants and it helps the aspirants get closer to their dream colleges. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mahak. Next is Prabhu. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience and like your preparation phase, your percentile, and your entire journey till JBIMS?
Sure. First of all, thanks Kamlesh for inviting us. Uh, my name is Prabhu and I scored 99.70 in CD 2025 last year. So apart from CET exam, it has been a great journey so far. I completed my BMS, Bachelor's of Management Studies, and then took a decision to pursue my Master's in Human Resource. Appeared for CET, which eventually got me to JBIMS. Now I'm looking forward to have almost completed my first year and looking forward to getting into the second year. Apart from this, yes, really looking forward to this session now and hope this benefits a lot of aspirants who will be appearing for the exam in like a week, few days down the line.
Thank you so much, both of you. Amazing introduction. So let's move towards first section, that is real exam strategy. So what actually happens inside exam hall that no one tells you? So my first question is to Mahak regarding attempt strategy. So during the actual MHCET paper, should student attempt in one go or follow multiple round strategy?
I personally believe that it's kind of subjective. However, I personally use the multiple round strategy over attempting it in one go. So I had, allocated different time for the different sections in the MBA CET exam. And I had also a priority order for the different sections. So yeah, the key is to keep a timer running in your head. If a question is eating up your time, even if it's your strongest topic, skip it, move on, and come back later if you need to, and never get emotionally attached to a question during the exam. So yeah.
Great. So the first thing is that if question is difficult, skip and move to another one because it is going to consume you a lot of time. Great. So my next question is to Prabhu regarding section order strategy. So there is always a lot of confusion because there are total four section or in some exam there are more than that as well. So which section should student opt first and last? Sometimes student even have their stronger part like quants, but it will take a lot of time in some questions as well.
Right. So, in my opinion, it's always better to start with the section you are most comfortable with. So, while appearing for mocks, I eventually considered this strategy of starting with my favorite section. LR happened to be the most comfortable and my favorite section. So, I realized that whenever the mocks were tougher, I would still take a bit of time, but was able to clear the LR section pretty well. Whereas if the mock was easy, I was still able to have a very great attempt in LR. So it's always better to start with your section you're most comfortable with, because that gives you a lot of confidence moving into the other sections. So if I were to take an example from a cricket point of view, let's say you are a batsman, you are opening the game, you will always prefer playing those kind of balls which you are most comfortable with, right? So that gives you a little bit of confidence moving down the line in those sections which you are difficult. अगर आपने पहले थोड़े टाइम में जो आपका फेवरेट सेक्शन है वो कवर कर लिया, वो आपको एक ऐसे कॉन्फिडेंस दे देगा which will help you to deal with the difficult section as well. That will give you a psychological help कि यार चलो I have already managed some of the questions I was comfortable with. अब मैं ये आगे का भी देख लूंगा. So all in all, it's better to start with the section you are comfortable with.
Great. So the best advice is to start with the most comfortable section. And in the language of cricket, if you are Shivam Dubey, then target spinner, not the fast bowler. So like
Right, very true.
exactly. So Prabhu, like 150 minutes, 200 questions, speed is everything. How students should allocate time across different section? It is important to move ahead with your strongest section first, but what ample of time should be devoted in that?
All right. So, although speed is a very important factor, but speed may not be the most important factor. I'll tell you this because when it comes to my exam,
Mhm.
I had the most difficult slot two. So, speed wasn't the factor in that case. What required for me, I was initially very surprised to see the kind of paper. Then I decided to switch my strategy to focus more on accuracy at that point of time. So, before going into the exam hall,
Mhm.
make sure that you are not focused of going with the speed factor.
Okay.
Uh, it's always better to pivot your strategy. But in case if the exam turns out to be easy, uh, let's suppose you start with the LR section, which is the strongest section of yours. Instead of taking 1 minute per question, you can target, let's say, 40-45 seconds, so that when you come to the most difficult aspect or the most difficult section, you try giving in some more time. For example, LR में मैंने 45 seconds दे दिए, 40-45 seconds. LR में मैं LR easy, LR मेरे लिए easy है तो मैं LR में स्पीड पे फोकस करूंगा. कॉन्स मेरे लिए टफ है तो कॉन्स में मैं 1 hour 20 minutes, थोड़ा 80 seconds, 90 seconds, वहां पे मैं थोड़ा ज्यादा टाइम देने पे फोकस करूंगा. सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू बैलेंस. जो आपका स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट सेक्शन है उस आप मॉक्स में ऐसा प्रैक्टिस करो कि वहां पे आप कम से कम टाइम देने का ट्राई करना,
Mhm.
ताकि जो आपका डिफिकल्ट सेक्शन है उसमें आप ज्यादा टाइम दे पाए. दैट विल बी अ प्रेफरेबल थिंग टू डू.
Got it. And first of all, if you want to analyze that which section is easy in this exam or which one is difficult, you need to go ahead with multiple round strategy that is mentioned by MAC in order to get a fair
Correct.
understanding and then proceed with that accordingly. Got it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Prabhu, like one more thing I would like to ask, no negative marking like sounds like a jackpot. Like I'll just go in the exam. Every student will say that मैं तुक्का मार के आ जाऊंगा. Like smart guessing and तुक्के मारने में क्या difference है? Like without wasting your time, which option we should select?
Smart guessing, to be in this case, when it comes to smart guessing,
Mhm.
uh, let's say आपको एक क्वेश्चन अटेम्प्ट करने नहीं आ रहा है, ऑलराइट, यू आर नॉट एबल टू अटेम्प्ट अ स्पेसिफिक क्वेश्चन, you either skip it or you try to get some hint from the question. Cons में क्या होता था ना, this used to happen with me often. Whenever I used to try solving a cons question which I was not able to, I would always look into the options. And that one option जिसमें ना बहुत ही यूनिक नंबर होता था, like it could be a square root, परफेक्ट क्यूब, स्क्वायर क्यूब, जो ऐसे 64 आ गया,
Mhm.
या एक प्राइम नंबर आ गया. आई यूज टू लुक आफ्टर सच ऑप्शंस जो बाकी नंबर से काफी डिफरेंट हो. 5 ऑप्शन है, अगर सिर्फ एक ऑप्शन स्क्वायर रूट हो या क्यूब हो तो
Mhm.
मैं एक इंस्टिंक्टिव गेस मार के आगे बढ़ जाता था. दैट इज व्हाट आई यूज टू डू. बट इट्स ऑलवेज इंपॉर्टेंट कि एक बार आप क्वेश्चन पे फोकस करो, और जो आपको एक ऑप्शन लग रहा है ना दैट कुड बी द राइट आंसर, जस्ट try using that particular option in the question. If it works well, then you move ahead, or it's better to skip rather than wasting time, because after all, CET does consider speed. So it's important कि आप ज़्यादा time waste ना करें और जो questions आ रहे हैं पहले वो focus कर लो.
Okay, so first of all, we need to focus on the questions which we are able to solve. Great. Okay.
Yes.
So coming to Mac, like as we know that only 2-3 days are pending for the final examination for the slot 1 students. So like what would be ideal mindset and strategy with which they should attempt their like first slot examination?
Okay, I mean, for the first slot, I believe that go with a calm mindset. You have prepared a lot, at this point. You have come at this point, you have done your preparation. So go with a calm mindset. You'll go, like, your hard work will pay off. So, I believe that having a calm mindset during the exam is important, and not to get, too much into the process that, I have prepared, don't over analyze anything that you're doing. Just have a mindset. I've prepared well. I trust my process. Don't try to predict the paper. Just focus on what is in front of you. Follow your strategy, time, and stay calm.
Okay, so first of all, they need to stay calm and follow the strategy that they are following as of now. Got it. So, Mehak, next move towards section 2, that is mock strategy. No doubt mocks are important, but analysis of those mocks are more important as compared to giving them. So, like, what was your mock strategy? And at this stage of preparation, when you have very limited time available, so should students should focus on attempting more mocks on the revision, or just like attempt the mocks in an effective manner?
So I believe that at this point in time, when there is hardly a week left for the exam, I would not recommend students to give a lot of mocks, like mocks on every day. Like give, I think, 2 to 3 mocks in this 1 week, and leave a day before the exam. Don't give any mocks. And I always tell this thing to any aspirants who come for advice, that analysis of mocks is very important. And whenever you are giving your mocks, treat every mock like a real exam, with same seriousness, same time discipline, same section order. Don't attempt your mocks casually. Follow a planned, time allocation strictly in mocks. And if you have already gotten your slots, I would suggest that, give, like, sit in those very slot as well. Like if you have been allotted an afternoon slot, I would suggest that you give your mocks right now in the afternoon slot to be prepared for the exam day.
Okay, so the most important strategy right now, that first of all, you need to take every mock as your final MHCET examination, analyze it well, and perform as much as possible. So Mehak, like let's come to number of mocks in terms of, as we know that approximately 1 month of duration is there between first attempt and second attempt, like in between 2 slots. So how many mocks students should attempt in that gap period?
Okay, so we did not have this 2 slots when we gave our exam, right? But the mock strategy or pattern that I followed was I gave mock on every alternate days, or on maybe on every third day. So I left a day in between for the analysis part. So I think we have roughly 1 month in between, right, for the
That's
two
right.
slots. So yeah, I think after slot 1 examination, you would, I think every aspirant would be sure on what is lacking for them and what are the star points. So it would be better for them to give mocks in that period and focus on what they kind of lacked in the first slot. So I think it's again subjective. I think you can utilize this time to give as many mocks as possible. But
Mhm.
again, don't focus on the number or the intensity of it. It should be like very efficient mocks. The analysis should also be apt, and focus on whatever pain points that you had faced in the slot 1.
Got it. So focus on the quality, not on the quantity. Whatever problems that you have faced in the first slot, it should not be repeated in the second slot. So attempt mocks accordingly. So let's come to mocks analysis. So, like most underrated part, like how should students analyze mocks step by step? Like if I talk about you, Mac, like you have secured like very good percentile. So what was your strategy step by step for like analyzing the entire mock paper after giving it?
Yeah. So it is absolutely the most underrated and most ignored, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But again, as I mentioned before, that I gave mocks on every alternate day. So I used to leave a day between every two mocks. So I used to sit down just a day of full analysis part. So if I felt that there were any repetitive, sections or topic that I was lacking, or giving a lot of my time, or there were silly errors in a particular topic, so I used to go back and
Mm-hmm.
refer to YouTube videos or any content available on the Google, and try to solve as many questions as possible. If I could try to have any shortcuts for some particular question that is kind of repetitive, so I used to develop those shortcuts and then again use those time. So when I sit down, I would ask myself that where did I lose my time? Where did I make silly errors? Which question, kind of tripped me up? So I would say having a consistent analysis and a thorough analysis is very important. So yeah.
Great. So, like, they should be there to analyze your mocks in terms of what mistakes you are doing. And if these mistakes are repetitive, then you need to revise the entire topic with the questions to get a fair understanding about your weakness. Okay. Let's move towards our third section, that is mindset. So, Prabhu, like if you talk about pre-exam checklist before entering into the exam hall, what should be the mindset of student, like what how they need to perform in this exam, and like when student is preparing, a lot of pressure is there from their parents, from inside, that I have appeared for so many mocks, but what should be the final mindset in the student?
All right. So I believe that you should always have an hygiene check first. That whatever carrying for the exam, let's say you basic necessities like you have carried your ID card, वगैरह वगैरह जो भी होता है, वो सब हो, and make sure that about the mindset about handling the pressure. Look, on the exam day, it's going to be very different. No matter how much you have prepared harder, it's all about the D-Day at the end. So the pressure is going to be different. But it's the most important factor, which I realized, was that visualizing. So this is one thing that everybody works hard, but not many visualize in the right way. So it's very important to have that clear पिक्चर इन योर माइंड. अब
Hmm.
जब आप एग्जाम देने बैठोगे तब वो एक अलग से एक पैनिक हिट होगा. So you need to make yourself calm before the examination begins. Firstly, when you enter the examination hall, make sure that you're not speaking with anyone. I believe it's a you versus you exam.
Mhm.
Because although it's a relative factor, percentile does makes a difference. But वो टाइम पे है ना, आप ही आपके बड़े कॉम्पिटिटर हो गए, बिकॉज नो मैटर हाउ मेनी मॉक्स यू वुड हैव गिवन, वही दिन का मार्क्स जो होगा, इट इज गोइंग टू मैटर, राइट? So make sure that you're not speaking with anyone. You should be in your very own zone. Uh, just stay very calm. Don't try to have some chocolate along with you before sitting for the exam. Keep yourself hydrated. But
Mhm.
once you are there in the examination, so this one thing happened with me. There was one boy sitting next to me. He wanted to speak with me, but was really not in the zone to interact with him at that moment. So it's better that you not get carried away, because एक बार वो focus हट जाएगा ना, it will really create a problem. Just stay in your own zone, be very calm, and exam start होने के 5 minutes पहले just visualize that once the examination starts, तो आप कैसे start करोगे, मतलब this is what I did. 5 minute एग्जाम के 5 minutes पहले I just visualized that once the timer hits, I'll start with the LR. This is what I'm going to do. This will be my backup. I was ready with my mindset. I was ready within the mind psychologically. This is how I'm going to proceed. दो तीन बैकअप मैंने रखे थे. अगर इजी आएगा तो ये करूंगा, मॉडरेट आएगा तो आई go in this direction. Whereas if it turns out to be hard, I'll play slow, but I'll make sure that I uh, clear most of the easy questions first. Most of the questions I'm able to complete. So during the examination, all make sure that you're not speaking with anyone. get yourself settled as early as possible, and just stay calm for the last 5 minutes before the examination starts. 5 minutes before the examination, keep your eyes closed, take a deep breath, and visualize how you are going to run through the examination once it starts. So once the examination begins, आप ऑलरेडी आपके दिमाग में ना वो मशीन चल गई होगी कि चलो, now the examination has begun and I'm already prepared.
Mhm.
Now let's attack. So it's very psychological and be prepared. That's it.
So most important thing is you need to analyze. Like when you come to your MBA, you are going to analyze the data with the help of different tools like Excel, Power BI. But right now you need to analyze your
Your
examination,
mind.
your
Yeah,
mind, the
true.
sections that you're going to attempt. Do not interact with anyone. If you wanted to interact
Absolutely.
outside the examination hall, because maybe like
Absolutely.
invigilator is not in good mood and they will start shouting on you, so it can ruin your exam as well. So
Absolutely.
like my next question is to Mac. Mac, what would be top three tips for securing 99 plus percentile that should be in like students' mind when they are sitting for an examination or like about to appear after like couple of days?
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, my first tip would be to know your strengths well and order the sections accordingly to with
Okay.
your strengths, and always keeping time in mind, because high accuracy means nothing if you are slow in that section. So yes, so one is that. Second one would be to what I did was I maintained a formula book with kind of like all the set of formulas in it and all the shortcuts that I found in any question, or if there were any unique questions that required a certain way of solving it. So I had noted it down in a book. So if you can do that, maybe for if not now, maybe for the second slot, make one for yourself. And on the day of exam and a day before, I did not give any mocks. I just referred to that book, and and again visualization. So every time any question came up, I had that picture in my mind with that formula or that shortcut that I could use in that question. So again, so maintain a formula book. Third would be, again, as I mentioned earlier, consistency over intensity. Give mocks with deep analysis. Trust the process. Stay disciplined, and the percentile will follow you.
Great. So basically, first thing is formula book, that is really important. Data like visualization of your examination, and apart from that, what should be the order of the sections and how you're going to solve like easy questions first and difficult one last. Got it. Similar to this, Prabhu, like do like what three strategies you have followed like and that worked for you.
Right. So, in my case, again, I completely agree with what Mehak said. Uh, be very well prepared with your strengths, because that is one thing that will help you during the exam day a lot. Second, again, consistency, same thing, because I made sure that uh, I had set a schedule that these are the days I'm going to give my mocks, and after mocks, I have to analyze for these amount of hours. So, set a particular schedule for yourself and make sure that you are giving time to each and every section and not neglecting any of the sections. Especially, in my personal opinion, try giving more time to the section you are most comfortable with,
Mhm.
so that you prepare yourself so well that even if the worst case scenario comes in, let's say LR अगर किसी का favorite section है, and even if LR turns out to be very difficult, be so well prepared that you are able to manage it. सो
Okay.
वो क्या हो जाएगा, तो अगर डिफिकल्ट सेक्शन जो है वो अगर इजी भी आ गया, यू विल स्टिल बी एबल टू मैनेज इट एट द एंड. एंड थर्ड थिंग वुड बी visualization. Whenever you're practicing a concept, a question, just close your eyes for a minute and think of what if this was the actual CET examination. How
Mhm.
would I have solved it? How would I have solved it? So थोड़ा visualization पे अगर if someone takes time to visualize, they will be better able to deal with the panicking factor. So yes, focusing on strengths, setting a particular proper schedule, and yes, visualization, that will help.
Great. So let's come to last section, that is life at JBIMS. So, Prabhu, like, how is life with JBIMS in terms of academics, competitions, placements? Because this is one of the best college in India for MBA.
Right. So I would say in one word, it's pretty unpredictable. Once you get in there, yes. So it's not like that everything will come on you over a platter. It's still the hard work that needs to be done. But once you get in there, you will be confident enough that यार अभी एक बार सीटी निकाल लिया है ना मैंने एक बार यहाँ पहुंच गया हूँ तो I'll be able to trek this journey as well. So at times the environment could get little intense because you do have lectures, lot of lectures, assignments, competitions, and even a placement process, वगैरह. I would say some days it's very hectic,
Mhm.
and some days it may not be as hectic as it seems to be, but it's all about how you are able to manage it. If it's completely under your hands, if you're able to manage it well, you will be able to spend some very great time learning. The best part about JBIMS is the faculties. So that is something we JBIMS students are very privileged of. We have faculties who are mostly visiting faculties who are currently at a very senior position in the corporates. So getting to learn from them is one of the biggest of privilege, one of the biggest advantage that we get. So yes, it's hectic at times, but it's pretty much manageable if you plan your things well here at GBIMS.
Great. So basically, you won't be sitting at Marine Drive all the time. You need to,
Not at all.
even when you are in JBIMS, you need to do hard work to get a good placements as well. Great. So Mehak,
Yep.
like one final message from your end to MHCET aspirants watching this video and planning to enter into JBIMS with very high percentile. So what would be your one message?
So we were in the same seat as the aspirants are in right now. So we know the pressure that they are going through right now. So guys, you have come so far, the preparations, the mocks, the late nights, and none of that disappears on the exam days. Trust me. So walk in with a very calm mindset. Have a proper meal before your examinations. Stay hydrated and sleep well before your exam and just trust yourself. And as Prabhu mentioned earlier regarding the atmosphere would be very intense, and you don't have to carry that energy with yourself. Your journey is you versus you, and the atmosphere would be very nervous around you. So focus on what you have prepared and focus on your journey. So you have already done the hard part. Now just go in and show what you know. And yeah, I think that's also all the very best to the aspirants.
Great. Thank you so much, Mehak and Prabhu, for giving such valuable insights that would be helpful for the students. And that's come to our end of our video. So the students who are watching this video can like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We would be coming with more such series. We would be also coming with Life at JBIMS video in upcoming days. But right now, just focus on your exam. All the best for MHCT. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in.
Thanks, Kamlesh. Thank you.